All right, it's the 19th century. Somewhere in the heat of West Africa, you've got kings squabbling, colonialists scheming, and one poor guy who just wants to mind his business and heal people. Yep, this is where our story begins. But don't worry, I'll get to the dramatic betrayals, secret plots, and yes, kings acting like toddlers at a buffet soon enough. Imagine being framed for murder just because you didn't want a fancy throne. That's Densu. He's the guy who's all like, nah, I'd rather not rule, thanks. And instead wants to learn the art of healing from this wise old man named Damfo. Sounds noble, right? Well, enter his guardian, Ababio, who's basically the human version of that one annoying guy at work who takes credit for everything. But worse, like murder framing worse. Now, while Densu is over in the eastern forest, learning the ways of healing and probably wondering what he did to deserve all this drama, the real chaos unfolds. The colonialists? Oh, they're not just sitting around drinking tea and plotting world domination. They're actively manipulating local chiefs and kings to fight their battles. Cue a massive showdown, warriors from all corners of the continent, and enough betrayal to fuel a season of Game of Thrones. But here's where it gets juicy. The Asante kings, fearing for their power, start turning on their own people. They even send troops after the healers because, apparently, the only thing scarier than British colonizers is a guy with a medicine bag and a plan for African unity. Priorities, am I right? And all of this, the betrayals, the battles, the struggle for unity, comes straight out of this masterpiece, The Healers by Ayi Kwei Armah. This isn't just a novel. It's a history lesson, a wake-up call, and honestly, a bit of a heartbreaker. But more on that in a minute. So here's the thing. Armah doesn't sugarcoat anything. He lays bare the greed and ignorance that caused divisions among African leaders. Take Ababio, for example. This guy frames his godson, yes, godson, for murder because he's desperate for power. Then there's the Queen Mother of Kumase, who sabotages her own people's war efforts because she's afraid of losing her throne. But what's beautiful is how Armah doesn't leave us drowning in despair. Enter the healers, the unsung heroes of the story. These are the people who believe that Africa's disunity is just a temporary hiccup in the grand scheme of things. They're the ones planting seeds for a brighter future, even as the world seems to crumble around them. Now let's zoom out for a second. What Armah does brilliantly is hold up a mirror to both the past and the present. Think about it. How often do we see history repeating itself? Leaders prioritizing power over people, external forces exploiting divisions, and those who try to make a difference being silenced. It's like reading about Kwame Nkrumah or Patrice Lumumba, leaders who dreamed of a united Africa but were met with resistance. And it makes you wonder, what would the healers of today look like? Could it be the activists, the educators, the everyday people refusing to give up on the dream of unity? Reading The Healers feels less like flipping through pages and more like having a deep conversation with someone who gets it. Armah's storytelling is vivid, his insights piercing, and his vision for Africa inspiring. And here's the kicker. He doesn't shy away from calling out the inhumane traditions and practices that have held us back. It's not just about unity, it's about progress, real, meaningful progress. So if you're looking for a book that's part historical epic, part social commentary, and part spiritual guide, this is it. But here's a pro tip, read 2000 Seasons first, link in the cards. It's like the appetizer to this main course. I'll leave you with this. Armah believed that healing Africa's wounds would take time, centuries even. But he also believed it was inevitable. And that's what makes this book so powerful. It's not just a story. It's a reminder that even the smallest efforts toward unity can have ripple effects far into the future. So what do you think? Have you read The Healers? Or is there another book about Africa's history and future that you'd recommend? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And as usual, I'll leave a link in the description to buy this book. Until next time, stay curious, stay kind, and maybe pick up a book that challenges the way you see the world. See you soon.